Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For anyone new here, my name is Addie. I am a mom to 3 little girls and I am preschool homeschooling my just turned 5-year-old and my 2.5-year-old. So what I wanted to talk about today is letter recognition and how I work on letter recognition every single week. My 5-year-old now knows all of her letters and all of her sounds. My 2-year-old, we are still working on that. She knows all her letters, but she can't identify them all. So that's what we're working on now. Typically 2 and 3 is when I work on that with them. So that is what we're doing. And I wanted to show you the 3 things that we do every single week with every single letter to get our practice in and to work on that letter recognition skill. So first off, we always do the introduction to a letter with sandpaper letters. These, I will link them in the description, but basically it's a little card and it has sandpaper and we use her finger to trace them. I have them both in the lowercase and the uppercase. I have the uppercase in blue here. And then in addition, we also have these little books here, and there's one for letter. It's Montessori work, and it has, this is F, as in fan. And so we'll do one of those too with whatever letter it is. And then also we have this is a salt tray right now. Sometimes I do rice, sometimes I do colored things, just depending on the theme that we're doing that week. And it's hard to show you because if I do that, but she'll then use her finger, a popsicle stick, animal figurine, something to draw a letter and just practice writing. That's more for like 3-ish-year-olds. My 2-year-old isn't really quite ready for that, but she does like to play in it and do that every week too. The second thing we do is my ABC binder. I have done a whole video on that, so I will just link it, above for you, but I'm not gonna talk about it much because I've done a whole video on it, but that is what we do every single week to practice a letter is our little binder. And then the third thing we do is our miniatures, and it is by far the most looked forward to activity that we do for letters for usually my 2 and 3-year-olds. And so that is like what I wanted to kind of focus on today. And basically what it is little mini figurines. I keep them in this guy here. It is actually like for nails and screws or fishing bait or something like this. I will link it in the description below. But each one has a label with the letter we're working on. And in it are little figurines that match the said letter. So for example, in the A, we have a little mini apple, an ant, an alligator, a little baby axe, and then I also have pictures of some of the things that are laminated and like cut out so that if I needed more examples and don't have all the little miniature things at the moment, that at least I have some picture to show. So here's a picture of an acorn. Sorry if it's blurry. For the next spin, I'll turn it around and like show you in depth. But that is like the main thing, little mini figurines that all start with the letter and make the sound. And sometimes I will just pull out the letter and we will sit at the carpet or a mat or something and just one by one feel the object, apple, apple, and just talk about the sound and go through each one, just doing that same exact thing. Alligator, alligator. Practicing the sound and just looking at them, letting her feel them. She loves manipulating them, loves to play with them. So the alligator might attack the ant, or an ant might come eat the apple, something like that. But she usually has like a little game she'll play with them too, but all things that go along with the letter. Another way we'll do this is a little pencil pouch type thing. I have it filled with rice, and then I will dump in the little figurines. So then she can kind of shake it to find different things. Right now I have the letter J in here. So if she'll look, she sees a jet. And then she can shake it more. And here we have found a Jeep. Here we have a Jack, you know, so she'll shake it and find different things. She also sometimes just likes to open it up and feel around in there and just, you know, put her fingers in and then pull something out. She loves doing that. Often I will try to let her tell me what it is so that she can practice the word before I will say it. So I'll let her pull it out and I'll say, what is that? And she'll say either, I don't know, or, oh, it's a jump rope. And I'll say, yes, it is a jump rope. It makes the sound j, just like the letter J we're working on. So we just really emphasize and repeat the sound. And so often I will also, when we work with these, if it's whatever letter we're working on, I'll have something like this, like a J, or I will have the book out or the corresponding sandpaper letter so that she can visually see the letter with the sound. It's also here so that she could look at that. But I like to visually have an actual representation of the letter while we're working with the objects so that she begins to relate them to one another. So this is another way we'll do it, just like with a rice bag. And then another way we do it is with a sensory bin. So I have a little bin here. Right now it has kinetic sand in it. Often we'll do rice because it's just so much easier to do rice, but usually a colored rice or beans or something that's a little bit more manipulative than the kinetic sand, but it's just what's in here right now. But basically the same exact premise. So I will take a letter's objects and put it right in the bin, and maybe if it's kinetic sand or rice or whatever, I will like sprinkle some stuff on top of it so that they're covered, and then I'll let her dig for them. And when she digs for them, she finds them and then tries to tell me what the picture is or what the object is, and I will again relate it back to the letter sound. Octopus, ah, 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 ah. So those are 3 ways that we use these, and I will just, again, pull out one of these and kind of walk through the little items on the table here so that you can see exactly what one of the letter's contents might have. All right, so here we are. I pulled out the letter B. So first I have a backpack, a bat, a broom, a baby, a bucket, banana, baseball, another little mini bat. This is a butterfly and bead, another ball, bear, bowl, basketball. This is a block. It would be better if it had a bee on it, but you know, it's a block. Brown bag. These are bells. I also have more bells in the J bin for jingle bell, so I have them in both, but bell for now. A box. And a bed. This is in here for barn owl. However, she would probably say owl, so it probably should not be in here, but that's why it's in the B. So those are some of the objects that we have for this. So yeah, that is what is in them. And you may now be saying, wow, that is really cool, but where can I get something like that? Well, it is difficult, I will have to say. So you can purchase a starter pack. I've seen a few on Amazon, I'll link what I can, but they often can be expensive to find miniature things. And that is kind of why I have pictures in each one of them, because when you're just starting, it is hard to find some of the, you know, little manipulatives unless you have the money to buy the big packs. And if you're gonna do one thing at all, we literally use these every single week. So it is worth the money in my opinion because we use them so often. But if you do not want to spend the money, what we do we started like with a little bit. We started with a few for each, and then I did pictures to supplement. Then any time that I saw something miniature, I would grab it and bring it back. So for example, in here, I have a marble, M for marble, and that came from a marble set from, you know, something there. In D, I have a dice, and it came from some game that we lost most of the pieces to, but we still had a dice, it went in there. My one daughter got like a little mini thing from a surprise egg or whatever. Those are great for little pieces, but it had like one of the characters had a backpack and she never used it. I grabbed it, put it in our little miniatures for another manipulative. This came from like a bracelet making set. Things have just come from all over. You can get little minis from Mardi Gras cakes. Another great space is the Dollar Tree. You can often find things, little mini Legos, take one of those. Dollar Tree, again, has a little section of things. Target in the party section for like party favors, they have mini erasers. And so you can pull some things out of there to add. Walmart also has the same things. And so things with like little pieces. So a jack set, obviously you can get the jacks and you could use those. But basically it's been just like saving things from things that I have found that they weren't necessarily intended to be miniatures. I didn't buy them for this thing, but it happened to have that sort of thing in it. And that's how it worked out. So even craft supplies sometimes. So like I said, the jingle bells, I got those from the Dollar Tree around Christmas to do a craft, or actually I like to use the jingle bells in Christmas time for manipulatives, math manipulatives. So we use them to count. And I just took one of those and added one for the B for bell and one for J for jingle bell. I've also done P for pom-pom. I have that in for the P, and that came from craft supplies. So you could cut a little piece of a pipe cleaner and put it in there as well. You could cut a little bit of a straw and put it in S for straw. So be creative with how you find your mini objects. And yeah, I mean, obviously there are some bigger slots in this little toolkit too. So there are some bigger ones if you have a couple of mini oversized things. I pretty much have ones that all fit in there. I like the really mini ones, but I do have this little basket that is kept in one of these bigger ones. So I'd pull it out for B basket, but also it's just cute to pull out and they can put their miniature things in it and stack them. So I do like having like a little mini basket, even though it doesn't quite fit in the B. But yeah, that's how we have really done this. And some letters are really easy to find and some are not so easy to find. So for example, P, where's P? My P little bin here is like stuffed to the brim. I have so many P things. A pea pod, lots of times food, like I said, in those eraser things from Target or wherever. You can find lots of little food ones that are great. I have little pigs. There is a dice game called Pigs, and you can throw them and they mean different things, but that's a great way to get these little mini pigs. Like I said, I have a pom-pom in here, a little penguin guy, a pear, little mini pots. If you have dollhouse furniture you're not using, Barbie stuff that you're not using, a little Barbie shoe could go in S, you know, all those different things, but you just have to kind of be creative. Around the holidays are, like I said, Christmas, but even fall at the Dollar Tree, you'll see lots of little mini things like this. Sometimes they're attached to a sign or something like that. You could pull those off and put them in your, you know, P for pumpkin type thing. So some of them are really easy to find. Little bowling pin that came from something. Other letters are not so easy to find. And an example of that really is like our Z's, our Q, our Y. I mean, in our Y right now, I think the only actual like manipulative thing I have is like a piece of yarn that I pulled from our arts and crafts stuff. And in Z, I have like a little mini zebra, and I broke a little zipper off of a coat that I no longer needed. And that's like pretty much it. I also got a real zipper from the craft store, but otherwise it's just pictures in here. And so over time, I will continue to add to this and add and add and add till they're all full to the brim. But it just takes a little bit of time, and you don't have to start this with everything all at once. It can start little, and over time it will grow, and you will have all the resources because you work on letters for many years. So if you're starting as, you know, a 2-year-old, you're gonna be having years of use out of this. And especially if you have multiple kids and you're doing this with your first, like you're gonna have this for years to come. But also, even if you're not working on letters, like I said, if you just want to do a sensory bin and do a seek and find with things, it doesn't have to necessarily be letters. Kids just love miniature things. I don't know what it is. It's their size, I guess. They just love miniature things. So we do pull these out to play with too. And so, yeah, I would highly recommend this. We love it. It has helped with letters so much. We do it every single week. It's just really fun. So I really hope you guys enjoy this. I hope this is helpful to you seeing it. And I know I've had a lot of questions because if you do not know, on my website, which I will again link below, I have a section called preschool, and in it, I have every activity we do, printable we do for our lesson plans for each theme each week. And so it's not like my own, I didn't create these, but I spend about 2 hours per lesson coming up with papers, resources, whatever, scouring the internet, and I put them kind of into one and then just tell you what we're doing basically. And I have a little theme on what we're working on. Anyway, you can go to my website and check that out if you want, but I get questions all the time because on Fridays typically is when we do this. People are like, what does F miniatures mean? And I'm like, oh, well, you know, it's this whole thing. So now here I have the video for you. I'm explaining it. This is what miniatures mean when I have L miniatures or F miniatures or whatever. This is exactly what I mean, and we just love it. So thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and give me a comment down below. And if you try it, please tag me on Instagram. I'll put my handle in the description, Addie Dwyer. I love seeing when you guys do activities or things that I have posted. It makes my day. So please do that. And if you are not subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I have lots of kid activities, kid play stuff on my channel. But in addition, just like motherhood, and part of motherhood is getting kids gifts, you know, and doing that. So I love doing gift videos, and just if I'm having a rough day, talking about some of that stuff, cleaning, obviously motivation in some ways. But yeah, I would love to have you a part of this channel, and I hope you do subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.